Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Senators. Pleased to join you today to present AB 571, and first would like to begin by accepting the committee's amendments, and thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to your staff for all of your hard work on this bill. Just this past weekend, we recognized the anniversary of the Dobbs decision and the overturning of Roe v. Wade. In the course of the last year, 1 in 3 women in America have lost access to abortion services, and that means that more and more women are coming here to California to receive reproductive health care. Here in California, we, of course, have worked diligently to protect and expand reproductive freedom and the right to reproductive health care services, but we also recognize that those rights without real access are somewhat meaningless. And one of the major barriers that providers report right now in providing reproductive health care is the access, is the cost and availability of liability insurance for providers. Reproductive health care providers report being charged arbitrary surcharges or even denied liability insurance altogether because they provide abortion or gender-affirming care. This bill will prohibit that discrimination and any kind of arbitrary surcharges from being levied on reproductive health care providers, while of course ensuring that robust actuarial analysis and data-driven analysis are maintained. Now I'm pleased to welcome two witnesses, Alexis Rodriguez from the California Medical Association and Dr. Juliana Mello joining us from the American College of Gynecologists.
You're welcome to step forward to testify. Thank you. You're welcome to come to the table if you like.
Table. Okay. Table?
Oh, she can. Okay, thank you. Wait,
So not table.
my apologies.
Okay.
You may proceed.
Okay. Madam Chair, thank you very much for your attention to this issue today. My name is Dr. Juliana Mello. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist here in Sacramento and also the co-chair of the Legislative Committee for the American College of Obstetricians Gynecologists District 9, co-sponsors of AB 571. Abortion care is an integral part of my everyday practice, as is prescribing birth control, delivering babies, and doing cancer screenings. I have the privilege of providing all of this essential health care that people need. And while I do not directly provide gender-affirming care, many of my OBGYN colleagues do. This bill and protecting this medical care affects everyone, not just those who need abortion or gender-affirming care. In a time where states across the country are banning evidence-based, life-saving abortion and gender-affirming care, I am proud that California seeks to protect access to this care. We have made many great strides to enshrine the right to abortion in our state constitution and reduce barriers for patients to receive this care. Hand in hand with these actions, we should also find ways to reduce barriers for physicians and other healthcare providers to provide this care. This is where AB 571 comes in. As an OBGYN, my colleagues and I already pay a lot for medical liability insurance, and according to some research, physicians may need to purchase additional costly abortion riders, which is concerning. Evidence suggests that large premiums for abortion riders are not proportional to true liability risk. The medicine we practice is evidence-based, but as with all medicine, it is also fraught with potential risks. However, what is not risky is providing abortion or gender-affirming care. Abortions are very safe procedures. They're most commonly not performed in a hospital or operating room. The overwhelming majority of abortions are completed in the office or even at a patient's home if they choose to have a medication abortion. The current difficulty some physicians and other licensed providers have in securing professional liability insurance has impacted the number of otherwise eligible practitioners who could offer these desperately needed services.
If you need to share time, you have 2 minutes each.
Okay. The American College of OBGYN is proud to sponsor and ask for your support of AB 71. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you. Next witness. You have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Alexis Rodriguez with the California Medical Association, representing 50,000 physicians and medical students across the state, proud co-sponsor of AB 571. This bill would ensure that licensed medical providers who provide abortion, contraception, or gender-affirming care are not denied medical malpractice insurance coverage or charged an unfair premium because they are providing care that has been outlawed in other states. Since the Dobbs decision was issued, 20 states have enacted total or severe bans on most abortion services, making it difficult, if not impossible, for people to get health care in their own communities. This has resulted in California's physicians and other providers treating not only California's patients, but an increasing number of patients who travel to California to receive basic health care services. AB 571 is one of the Future of Abortion Council bills and is necessary to help protect medical providers who might otherwise be denied coverage or charged a higher premium that is justified for professional liability insurance coverage they need to be able to practice medicine. This bill will help ensure that patients have timely access to care because a physician or other licensed medical provider won't have a barrier to obtaining and maintaining their medical malpractice coverage. With that, I respectfully ask for your support today. Thank you.
Thank you. I will take a brief pause so we can establish a quorum. If I may, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senators Rubio.
Present.
Rubio present. Nguyen.
Here.
Nguyen here. Ashby.
Here.
Ashby here. Jones. McGuire. Niello.
Here.
Niello here. Portantino. You have a quorum.
Now that we have established a quorum, I will proceed to ask lead witnesses in opposition to provide testimony, 2 minutes per witness. Thank you.
Sure. Chair and members, my name is Greg Burr with the California Family Council. I'm not going to be talking about the abortion aspects of this bill, but just focusing on the gender-affirming care. And I can understand why medical professionals want to be protected from the lawsuits, knowing the negative effects this treatment is having on minors around the world. I'm surprised the bill analysis didn't mention that California has 2 lawsuits filed against Kaiser for giving double mastectomies to 2 teenagers as part of gender-affirming care they received when they were 13 and 15 years old. Chloe Cole is well known here in California. The new 13-year-old is Kayla Lovarda. I read through her case today, and I just wanted to kind of give you a brief overview of why she filed the lawsuit. This is from her case. It says, the case is about a team of doctors who decided to perform a damaging imitation sex change experiment on Kayla, a 12-year-old vulnerable girl struggling with a complex mental health comorbidities who needed care, attention, and psychotherapy, not cross-sex hormones and mutilating surgery. Kayla suffered from all kinds of mental health issues, anxiety, self-harm, depression. Many of these symptoms are compatible with undiagnosed, untreated bipolar disorder, a diagnosis that Kayla's mother repeatedly told her doctors that needed attention. But in early adolescence, around 11, Kayla was exposed to online transgender influencers who prompted Kayla to entertain the erroneous belief that she was transgender. She came out to her parents as a boy. Prior to her exposure to online influences, Kayla had never expressed to anyone that she was transgender. These doctors who they referred to immediately and negligently affirmed Kayla's self-diagnosis transgenderism without adequate psychological evaluation. The evaluation they did took 50...
Please wrap up your testimony. A few more
Okay.
seconds.
Sure. The whole point is she self-diagnosed herself. And if you look at other European countries, they are
Your
cheering.
time is up. Sorry.
England, Finland, Sweden have all banned.
Thank you for your testimony. Any other witnesses in opposition? Okay, now we will move over to those in support here in room 2100.
Hi, Karen Stout. I am representing NARAL Pro-Choice California, as well as the California Nurse Midwives Association. We are sponsors of the bill and in strong support.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Taylor Thompson on behalf of Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Martinez here on behalf of Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Wada in support.
Thank you. Now, anybody else wishing to provide testimony in support, you may do so now. Now we will move on to anybody wishing to testify in opposition here in room 2100. You may do so at this time. See no interest, I will now move over to our moderator. Moderator, can you please prompt the individuals wishing to testify in support or in opposition of 571?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Folks on the phone, please press 1 then 0 to testify on 571, support or opposition. We do have a couple in queue. One moment, please, while we get them loaded up here.
Thank you.
looks like we have our first one is ready. We're going to go to line 105. Line 105, go ahead, please.
Hi, this is Flora on behalf of TEACH, Training in Early Abortion for Comprehensive Health Care and Strong Support. Thank you.
Thank you. And just as a reminder, you're welcome to state your name and your position. You may proceed.
And we currently have 5 more in queue. We'll go to line 116. 116, go ahead, please. Line 116, please go ahead. Line 116 not responding. You're welcome to press 10 to re-queue if you would like. We're going to go next to line 113, line 113.
Hi, my name is Leela Pollack. I'm a family physician and a provider of abortion and gender-affirming care at UCSF and Planned Parenthood, and I'm in strong support of the bill.
Thank you.
Next is line 107. 107, go ahead.
Hi, this is Dr. Kana Lossi, and I am in strong support of this bill. I'm representing myself as well as the Maya Network, a group of primary care doctors who offer abortion.
Thank you for your testimony.
Line 110, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Dr. Susan George, and I am a board member of TEACH, T-E-A-C-H, and I am in very strong support of the bill AB 571. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony.
Line 111, go ahead.
Hi, this is Terry Lambert, certified nurse midwife, representing the California Nurse Midwives Association, who represent approximately 1,300 nurse midwives in California in strong support of AB 571. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony.
And we'll try again, line 116. Go ahead, please. You might be muted on your side. Check and unmute your phone, please. And still no response from line 116. Madam Chair, there are no further callers in queue.
Thank you. I will now bring it back to our committee. Anybody wishing to speak, you may do so. Senator Niello, you may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the premise of this is that insurance companies are charging additional for physicians who provide abortion care or gender-affirming care. And further, the implication of the statements is that they are doing so without regard to the actual risk involved in providing the insurance. Do I have that kind of right?
Correct. The providers one of the providers who testified here today and others have shared that they are being charged arbitrary surcharges that are incommensurate with the level of additional risk. And so while we certainly want to ensure that actuarial practices are respected and data-driven analysis is respected, I think we can all agree that we don't want arbitrary surcharges being charged for any.
I don't disagree with that, but the implication is that insurance companies are entirely pro-life because they must have a problem with people performing abortions because the allegation or the implication is that the premium is in excess of what the real liability is. So there must be an ideological component to this. I have a hard time believing that. Insurance companies are, if nothing else, totally risk motivated for purposes of developing the insurance rates that they charge. With regard to gender-affirming care, there could be a little bit of a difference, and there was the mention of the Kaiser suit, but all Scandinavian countries and the UK have halted gender-affirming surgeries in their countries due to the experience that they've had. So there could be issues there. But I just have a hard time believing that insurance companies, as a block, are ideological with regard to these issues.
And I appreciate that question and I think the opportunity to clarify. I don't think, and I don't think our sponsors think that all insurers are doing this, but we certainly have heard reports of instances where it's happening and providers believe that it's happening, and so ensuring that we establish a uniform policy will keep any risk of ideological influence from coloring decisions that are made or risk-based assessments that are made.
Again, just fundamentally I have a hard time believing that, but I would also add that I am a consumer of insurance, and there have been plenty of times when I've felt that my personal risk, either me personally or in the business, was not based upon objective means, but they believe it was. I was canceled once because my son was leaving me and he had a Rottweiler, and they flat canceled the insurance. Now, the insurance company isn't ideologically opposed to Rottweilers. They felt that that was an excess risk. I didn't think so. It's not at all unusual for that perception to be the case on the part of the insured perspective or otherwise.
Indeed, and certainly if there's a demonstration that whatever the perception might be, that something is actually based on the fundamentals of risk, then I don't have a problem with that, and I assume you don't either.
Anybody else wishing to speak? Okay, thank you. I just want to say thank you for bringing this forward. I understand that this is just merely simply making sure that no one's denied professional liability insurance just based solely on the services that they provide. So I want to thank you for this. And at this point, we do have a quorum. So Secretary, please call the roll. Oh, do I have a motion? So we will wait until we have a full committee. And so I would hold the roll open for absent members. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senators.